Hello, everyone, and welcome to this episode of the Self Improvement Project. I hope everybody is well. You get, again, similar to some recent episodes, the rain is back in Glasgow, so you might hear it on the window as I'm recording. So maybe enjoy how soothing that is as you listen. First up, as is becoming one of my habits, is to say thank you if you've reached out to me this week or recently at all. It honestly makes my week, makes my day when I read a message about the impact it's having on you. Also, by the time that you're maybe listening to this, I will have launched a Patreon where I'm offering an extra episode a week, early access to episodes that I record about a month and a half in advance, as well as a monthly workshop on a topic like habits, meditation, purpose, things like that as well. So if that's something that you fancy, if you're maybe one of the long-term listeners and you're looking for something a bit more, I would love to be able to give you that option and continue to enhance your self-improvement journey as such. Today's topic is titled, You Are Good Enough. Something that's been on my mind recently is obviously all the topics that I talk about and read about, and it suddenly struck me around this feeling that it gives us. And I want to start off with a thought for you. How many self-help experts are actually helpful? Let me expand. Yes, motivationally, kick up the arse, we need it every now and then. But if we are constantly surrounding ourselves with these notions, ideas, concepts, and topics that are around our personal growth, our own development, we end up feeling a wee bit down about ourselves. We end up feeling a bit rubbish. And this is because our subconscious doesn't know any different. We're constantly or continually reading, listening to things telling us, do this and you'll become better. Try this, create this. And I wanted to stop. I wanted to stop and reset. Reset to, you are great at this. Your health is good. Well done for that. Your fitness and diet, you've been doing excellent with that. So well done. If you fall off the horse, give yourself a break. You are doing great. This feeling that is created, we don't need that feeling in our lives, especially when we're trying to improve ourselves, when we're trying to get better. And it's not just here that we, in these personal development spheres, that we hear this message of you're not good enough. We hear it on social media all the time. Seeing other people do well, seeing other people's great lifestyles. Remember, you only see the best parts. And work. Performance reviews. When have you ever been in a performance review and they told you, you are the best thing since sliced bread? And there's always an action or there's something to improve upon, whether it be long term or just tiny little insignificant things. And for me, that's not good enough. That's not the world I want to live in. I want to live in a world where there's times where we push ourselves out of our comfort zone, which means that we aren't going to be our best selves. But at the same time, you're a pretty good person. on that, enjoy the difference between being comfortable, those phases in your life where, things are going pretty well. And sometimes, yes, you need a kick up the arse, but sometimes it's okay to just be comfortable for a while. Enjoy the fact that your life is a bit calm. You're maybe getting to relax a little bit more. You're maybe quite competent and capable in your role and whatever you do, and your social life's quite nice. Enjoy that. Because as we know, that life goes a bit like this, up and down. And when that dip or need to develop eventually comes back round, we're ready for it. We know that we're good. We are well intended. And that during this period of growth or being out of our comfort zone, we might come across as weaker, not as well rounded or well molded to what we want to become, but you're still good enough because you're working towards that. And this is a really important thing to constantly tell ourselves, because this can be a vicious cycle. Because self-help content, social media, work, whatever other tangent that maybe influences it, is on our subconscious all the time, we then become that. We become this negative, not good enough type of person. Have you ever talked to someone who moans or complains a lot? Have you ever experienced customer service, or vice versa, where you are dealing with someone from a customer service point of view in your job, where there's this aura of entitlement, not good enough, I need better? And I wonder why that is. Where does this come from? And it comes from this idea that everything should be best for me. Everything needs to be better. Nothing is good enough. We become that negative vibe. We become negative about things. We become more negative about more things. And this vicious cycle continues. Which leads us to that feeling of no wonder we're on this endless path of looking for an alternative. We don't know that we're in this cycle. We can't get out. But we're looking for that alternative that will suddenly switch things around. The thing that's going to switch it around is accepting that you're good enough. Your life is good enough. What you have, who you are, and where you are in life is all good enough. There will be things that you experience outside your sphere that maybe aren't good enough for your life, but don't let it impact on how good your life is. If you have a bad experience or something doesn't go completely right for you, so what? What bigger impact does that have on your life? Does that one isolated incident have a bigger impact on your good enough life than you becoming this vicious cycle of negativity because you give in to that not good enough? Those are your two choices. Enjoy being good enough. Good enough now, and enjoy that feeling of knowing that you're going to be good enough in the future. I think it's time to be a bit kinder to ourselves, kinder to others, and have a big impact on improving that cycle within the world. And that's us today. Thank you very much for listening. As I mentioned at the start, this is the sort of stuff I like getting my teeth into. If you fancy the Patreon, or even if you just fancy a wee bit extra on a Sunday with my email, as always intended to be with a warm cup of coffee. If you have milk in it, I won't judge you, but you're wrong. Have a good week, and I will see you all.